Hello guys, Some Cookies here. After the Summer Game Fest presentation, we have a lot to cover on what was actually revealed during Summer Game Fest, so let's get right into it. First off, the show opener for the event was The Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, a 2D side-scrolling action platformer coming to all major consoles including the last generation, January 18th, 2024. This was not the Sands of Time remake we've heard about before, but ended up being a great show opener and a welcome surprise. With the music syncing up to the trailer and showing off great action segments as well, the trailer was a fantastic opening for the event for sure. Next on the list was Mortal Kombat 1. They showed off an awesome gameplay trailer for MK1. It showed new roster and cameo characters, story elements, combos, and of course fatalities. After that, Geoff was joined on stage by Ed Boon to explain the timeline reset, cameo characters, and talking about some of the new roster and cameo characters shown as well. Coming September 19th, 2023 to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and PC. After that was Path of Exile 2, and with Diablo 4 just coming out a couple days ago before this reveal, ARPG fans are eating good. Geoff stated that it's been 2 years since anything has been shown of this game, and they did not disappoint, showing off with what seemed to be a sorcerer class fending off enemies, and then ending with a huge bad guy bursting through the wall. This gameplay reveal was sure to whet the appetites of all ARPG fans alike, ending with the teaser to find out more on July 28th, 2023, with no release date or consoles announced. Next was a reveal for a collaboration between Street Fighter 6 and exoprimal, revealed where you could play as Guile and Ryu robot mech versions, assumedly as skins for your character in exoprimal. Exoprimal is an Xbox Game Pass game, coming July 14th, 2023, on all major consoles, including the last gen, with the collab happening this fall of 2023. Next, they showed off Nicolas Cage being a collab character in Dead by Daylight as a survivor, and he came on stage to talk about it with Geoff Keighley. Apparently, the backstory was his son really likes Dead by Daylight, and he loves acting in horror franchises, so when he got the opportunity to be in the game, he was more than happy to partake. The collab comes out on July 25th, 2023. After that, they showed off The Witcher show on Netflix. They're currently on Season 3, so they showed off a preview trailer of that. I'm personally not a fan of mixing shows or movies into gaming presentations, even when they are about game franchises, because they always get a marketing push like on YouTube, just in between commercials on TV, so you're bound to see them anyways, but that's just me. The release date for that is June 29th, 2023, being the first part of a two-part season on Netflix. After this, they showed off a game called Witchfire, which is an upcoming FPS dark fantasy roguelike shooter, and it showed a couple of enemies you could expect to see in the game, a little bit of gameplay, which was really just shooting a couple of weapons in the game, and it's apparently going to be an early access launch happening on September 20th, 2023, and is currently listed as an Epic Game Store exclusive for PC. Next, they showed off the PSVR 2 and Steam VR game Crossfire Sierra Squad, an FPS action tactical shooter that's co-op with up to 3 other friends online, coming August 2023. After a built-in commercial break, they went ahead and showed a gameplay trailer for Remnant 2, coming July 25th, 2023 to Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and PC. This third-person shooter action RPG is also a Souls-like, so if that combination sounds awesome to you, or you liked Remnant from the Ashes, you won't want to miss this. Next was Sonic Superstars, which is a modern take on the retro Sonic games of the past, with 2D platforming, being able to play as one of seemingly 4 characters, which were Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy, with crazy stages and a great soundtrack. Sonic fans will definitely want to check this one out. It comes out fall 2023 on all modern consoles, including the previous gen. After this, we had a Honkai Star Rail trailer, a turn-based RPG gacha game. They presented minimal gameplay and what I think was 2 new characters, that they were adding into the game. Currently for mobile and PC, will be launching for PlayStation 5 in the 4th quarter of 2023. Next on the list, we finally got more information, gameplay tidbits, and an overall look into the world of Lies of P, a Souls-like game set into the Pinocchio universe. The official release is slated for September 19th, 2023. They announced a digital deluxe edition with throwback costumes to the Pinocchio universe and a 72-hour early release if you purchase that set edition as well. And not only that, they had a playable demo launch immediately for all major consoles, including last gen, except for the Nintendo Switch. After this, we got a game by the famed Dragon Ball Z artist Akira Toriyama, based off of a classic manga called Sandland, coming from the guys over at Bandai Namco, a game that's going to have a big amount of character and vehicular combat in a seemingly open world that you can adventure across in different ways. And for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, the game has no release date as of yet, and it just said stay tuned with all those platforms at the end. After this, they had a mini montage of games to be shown at the Anapurna Interactive Showcase, and teasing their biggest game was yet to come, with a brief teaser for it shown at the very end of the montage. That will be coming June 29th, 2023 at 12 PM PDT or 2 PM Central Time. Next was a new MMORPG called Throne and Liberty, a free-to-play game from NCSoft and Amazon Games, said to be PvPvE, and with everyone having the ability to turn into creatures and battle in the land, sea, and air. They showed a trailer which was mostly CG, doing what they promised earlier, but also had a little bit of tidbits of gameplay thrown in here and there. There is apparently a tech test you can sign up for if you are interested, and was revealed to be only on Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and PC, with no foreseeable release date. After that, we were shown Warhaven. At first, it was a pure CG trailer, and then in the later half, they started throwing in gameplay, and it is a 16v16 player PvP, a medieval fantasy combat game that is seemingly filled with warlike action, coming fall 2023 to Steam, and with a free week from June 19th to June 26th, presumably in a beta state. This is one to keep out for if you're a fan of Chivalry or Warlander, for sure. After that, they showed a montage of popular streamers having tons of fun with the game called Party Animals. They then panned out and showed the game would be coming out officially on September 20th, 2023 on Steam and Xbox. Next, they had a very brief segment of Dying Light franchise director promising some upcoming events for Dying Light 2 Stay Human, with a huge patch coming in June 2023. Next, they showed off Crash Team Rumble and promised seasons with new heroes, maps, powers, and modes, starting on its launch on June 20th, 2023, showing mostly in-game engine cinematics and brief tidbits of gameplay. They promised to bring a new spin and a new way to play Crash, coming on PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox Series X and X, and Xbox One. After another built-in commercial break, they had Sam Lake come and talk on stage about Alan Wake 2, and revealed some awesome details about the game, like being able to switch between the two main protagonists of the game whenever you want, not having to have played Alan Wake 1 to understand things, and showed off some gameplay never before seen, coming October 17th, 2023 for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S and X, and PC. Next, they showed off Warhammer 40k's Space Marine 2, and showed a healthy mix of CG and gameplay, showing awesome Gears of War types levels of gore, seemingly endless waves of enemies, and teasing a bit of what's in store in terms of weapons and story. The third-person hack-and-slash action-adventure game is slated to come out winter 2023 for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, with a collector's edition with a statue of being mid-execution on one of the enemies in the game. After that, we got more into the indie side of things with a game called Yes Your Grace Snowfall, coming 2024 to Switch, PC, and Xbox. This RPG strategy game is set in the medieval times with pixel graphics, is sure to be a great addition to anyone's indie gaming library. Next is a collaboration that nobody saw coming, a game called John Carpenter's Toxic Commando, coming 2024 to Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and PC. It is an FPS zombie horror game in the same vein of what looks like a mix of DayZ and Back 4 Blood. Starting off with CG and then kicking it into gameplay in the later half of the trailer, we saw tons and tons of enemies, an arsenal of weapons, and some trusty vehicles to help mow down all the enemies on your screen. The problem is, on the trailer we are already seeing performance issues, and if we're seeing it on the performance issues on the trailer, it's a major red flag for the game having a messy production. Next, they showcased Baldur's Gate 3, but not in a way that you would expect. They focused on a major antagonist of the game being voiced by voice actor Jason Isaacs. They showed off the character, a bit of his evil alignment, and a couple of voice lines with a speech thrown in as well, and a tease at an even greater evil. The game comes out August 31st, 2023, and it didn't say what platforms on the presentation, but its official website says PC and PlayStation 5. After that was Spider-Man 2, and a member from the Insomniac team came to say some stuff about the game, and concept art was shown on screen as well. Finally, they ended it off by giving it a firm release date finally, which was October 20th, 2023, exclusively for PlayStation 5. After this was a highlight of the event for me personally, which I thought was awesome, which is the game Palworld, a Pokemon clone that gives you and your pals, which are like the Pokemons in the game, guns, while taking on waves of creatures and boss battles in a trailer with a wide range of explorable parts of a seemingly massive open world with tons of pals to see, and different environments were shown off as well. This one is for sure one that I'm keeping an eye on. It just said Early Access 2024, no platforms, no date, but I am excited. After that, they showed off some in-game engine footage of the next expansion for Black Desert called Land of the Morning Light, available June 14th, and only mentioned on PC and Steam even though it's on consoles, but it should be on consoles as well. Along with that, we also got a look at the Lord of the Rings game Return to Moria, which is a survival and crafting game set in the Misty Mountains and deep in the mines of Moria. We don't see much gameplay, but it seems like a base builder where you have to gather resources to survive and thrive in a co-op environment. Fans of the Lord of the Rings series and co-op survivals alike will want to keep their eyes on this one, coming fall 2023 to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. After yet another built-in commercial break, we got a mobile game announcement, which was Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. Pre-registration started when it was announced and has a closed beta on Android from June 8th to June 28th. Personally, I hate that mobile games are thrown in here, but we're going to have a couple more before the presentation ends. After this, Geoff has a hilarious segue moment with the crowd, trying to plug his sponsorship with DoorDash. He mentions Final Fantasy again, and the crowd gets very excited, but it was a misunderstanding, or so we thought. More on that later, but for now, here's the clip.
Speaking of Final Fantasy...
Oh!
No. Today during Summer Game Fest, DoorDash has your back. You can get a free burrito when you order from Taco Bell using the code GameFest.
He said,
Plus, get the chance
no.
to win a Final Fantasy 16 prize pack. DoorDash, stay in your game. Yep, we got you. All right.
After this was Banishers, Ghost of New Eden, coming to the end of 2023 for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. From Don't Nod Entertainment, this game promises to be a story-rich action RPG with choices as you go along your adventure to take on mysteries and supernatural forces. After this, we got some gameplay and story glimpses into what's in store for us next in the Yakuza universe with Yakuza Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name. Man, that title is always a mouthful. Coming November 9th, 2023, with a pre-order bonus of legendary fighters in the series, being Majima and some other cast members from previous games, and coming to all major platforms, including the previous gen, except for the Nintendo Switch. After that, we were shown the new narrative-driven adventure game Under the Waves, set to come out August 29th, 2023 on all platforms but the Switch. It's set in the depths of the North Sea in the techno-future setting of the 1970s. You play as a professional diver who has isolated himself after overcoming a life-changing loss. Next, we got a tease at Season 4 of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and it showed off their new Warzone map coming in the following week. From a castle to an abandoned zoo, this map has a lot of new locations not yet seen in Warzone or in a Call of Duty map in general. This map is named Vondel, and Season 4 drops on June 14th and will undoubtedly come with new cosmetics, updates, and of course, bug fixes, because they're still not patched out. Geoff then takes a second to announce it's Porsche's 75th year since creation, and to celebrate they are making limited edition Porsche-inspired Xbox consoles from the colorway of their most famous racing models, and these models cannot be bought, but must be won through a sweepstakes. After that, we get taken into a cozy farm sim type of game, and this one is called faefarm. Not only is it a cozy life sim game, but it apparently also has some combat mixed in as well, so that differentiates it a lot from the usual in the genre, and will be releasing on PC and Nintendo Switch September 8th, 2023. After that, they had a spokesperson come up and talk about Marvel Snap's new mode coming out. Of course, another mobile game, and they had a trailer to try and garner some laughs and also promote the game some more, and everything kind of felt a little forced on that front of the presentation, but after a grueling 5 minutes, we finally moved on to the next topic. The next topic in question was King Arthur Legends Rise, which was of course another mobile game available for pre-registration. It was really starting to kill the presentation's momentum, and with the end of the presentation nearing, I was starting to get a little worried and frustrated, but then I remembered Geoff Keighley mentioned a bombshell of an ending, so I kept my hopes up high. Finally, we got back on track and got a look at Wayfinders, a game in early access this summer and for PlayStation 4 and 5 and PC. They showed mostly in-game engine cutscenes and only tidbits of gameplay sprinkled in, but it is a character-based action MMO and promises lots of dungeon crawling action, set to release sometime officially in 2023. Next on up, they showed a trailer for the Unreal editor for Fortnite, and all jokes aside about Fortnite and its fanbase or anything you want to say, this gives some insane game design and map design to people for free, and some of the things I've seen people whip up has been amazing work out of some very talented people. After that, we had 3 space games get revealed back to back to back. We'll be going through them very fast. Stellaris Nexus, which is a game coming to PC, seemingly is a turn-based 4X game that only takes 1 hour to play, which is super good because 4X games could take hours if not days. With no official release date though, we don't know when the game is coming out. After that, we went straight into Space Trash Scavenger with just the notion of coming soon to PC, no official release date in sight. You're going to be scavenging ships, outposts to build your own rig, to fight, trade, and craft your way through an open world survival sandbox. Immediately after that, we get right into a teaser for Star Trek Infinite, which is slated for a full reveal on June 16th, 2023, and is apparently a grand strategy game. In a weird fashion, we end up switching styles, and we go to Will Arnett, who sends a video from apparently his phone, and is sending a video talking about his upcoming work on the new Twisted Metal show coming to Peacock. And honestly, how could you say Twisted Metal without showing or even thinking about the vehicles? And that's enough said about that. It comes out on Peacock July 27th, 2023. Next is Lisfanga the Timeshift Warrior. Coming soon with no release date to PC, is a tactical hack and slash with a unique mechanic in the roguelike formula where your past selves actually help you as you rewind time to take down enemies one by one, or 3 of you against one of them. After that, we got an in-depth section with Immortals of Avium where they explain the plot, show a trailer, extended gameplay towards a good chunk of into the game, with some FPS magic wielding and action. This game has the potential to be one to watch out for and has been getting a crazy marketing push. It comes out July 20th, 2023 on Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and PC. After this extended look into Immortals of Avium, they end up jumping into Chapter 3, Season 4 of Fortnite. They show off the cinematic trailer to preview the season, and debuted it, and they showed that the center island has crumbled and shows it a luscious jungle with dinosaurs and special guests like Optimus Prime. Fortnite Wilds launches on June 9th. And finally, it's time for the grand finale. After teasing earlier in the showcase that it was a huge reveal, Geoff Keighley did not disappoint and led into the world premiere trailer of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. With Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, they show a bunch of in-engine cutscenes, they show the beautiful world around you, the ability to ride chugabos, and hint at new and major story beats coming in Rebirth. We can't forget about the numerous gameplay segments spanning most of the major characters in your party as well. The game is apparently available early 2024 and on 2 discs, which is absolutely crazy. The game is obviously exclusive to PlayStation 5 and weirdly enough was not shown in the Sony PlayStation Showcase or even hinted at all. That is all of the things revealed and shown off and in order during Summer Game Fest 2023. What did you guys think of Summer Game Fest this year? What would you rate this presentation out of 10? And what's your favorite game coming up of all the games talked about here? Let me know down in the comments down below. Personally, I think Summer Game Fest was a little above average this year, mostly due to the 2 big gameplay reveals and the ending, which is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and I would give it a 6.5 out of 10. I know, I hate to be that guy, but I can't decide between a 6 and a 7, leaning more towards a 6, but I'll go halfway here. If you guys want to see my live reactions to everything, I'll leave the video in the description down below and the end title card. I want to give a big thank you to Geoff Keighley for hosting the event and providing me the privilege of being an official co-streamer for the event. I'll be covering the rest of the major showcases as well, including the Xbox Showcase, Starfield Direct, the Ubisoft Forward, and the Capcom Showcase as well. To catch up on all things Summer Game Fest news, gaming news, and hilarious gameplay, like and subscribe and keep it tuned right here. I hope to catch you guys next time. Peace.